All right, everyone, we're back. It's the end of week 18. I'm Glenn.
And I'm Tonya.
All right, get right to it. I had a good week. Could have had a better week, but my current weight now is 320.6 pounds, so I'm really close to dropping under the 20s. But I lost 2.4 pounds this week, bringing my total to 66.4 pounds so far.
Yay. And I had a bad week. We'll get right to it. I gained a pound. That is not what I wanted to do because only this week, and I see my mom next week. I wanted to be down. I wanted to be to 140, and now I am 145.2. And I remember one week at the end of last week saying I was 144, and I wanted to lose 4 pounds by the end of this week. But hopefully I can do 2 pounds this week at least, because I know I'm going to have a pre-planned. I'm just going to eat out sometimes. I told
you
Glenn.
You go on vacation, and it's harder.
I told Glenn, as long as I'm not 150 again, like I fully expect to be like at least 147. I really hope not higher, but I will enjoy myself. I'm only going to give, we'll talk one more time before I go on trip, but we'll check in one more time.
Yeah.
Because I leave next Sunday to visit my mom for a week. So we'll check in next Saturday night. But I only went over a little bit of calories. My exercise was only half hour though this week. We used this as our thumbnail. Mainly it was for Glenn though, because he just was so funny. But yeah, it adds because I'll take a couple nuts here or there.
Show him what it is.
Oh, it's...
Well, you got to turn it that way.
It's the cashews that, like...
I had
17
her pick up...
pieces are 170 calories.
She went to Costco, and of course, I wanted a new one. So, when did you go to Costco?
Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, and look how much is left in it. It's almost gone.
But he actually did really good because he didn't eat well, I'll let you say.
I didn't measure them out or anything. I've been trying to watch myself, but I would have a few, and, not overdo it or anything, but I definitely kept snacking on them. Go ahead.
And when he was just eating them, I had to write this down. It was so funny. Maybe it won't be funny to you again, but it was so funny to me. Because he was just eating them. I go, are you at least counting them? And this is what he says. Anything's a serving if you're determined enough. And I just started laughing. I'm like, do you really want to eat those? But he was like minusing his chicken or minusing his eggs. Like with every nut, he was kind of just pre-calculating about how many he ate. But it just cracked me up because he was so just holding the container. Yeah.
We'd be sitting on the couch and I'd be holding it and I'd be eating some and I'd see her turn and look at me and I'd
I didn't even know he had them and I was just looking at them and then I was like, okay, I get 5 and of course I'm over my calories for the day. So every little thing, it's like Glenn and I were kind of talking on the couch recently, just it's like, okay, I kind of disagreed with him, but then I agreed with him in the end because the scale doesn't lie. I'm up a pound. So somewhere along the line, the scale is telling the truth. But I disagreed with him just a little bit because your day-to-day, like 0.2, -2, that could just be regular fluctuation. But at the end of a period of time, like a week, I agree with him. The scale doesn't lie. I wasn't sticking to my personal plan. Yeah.
If anybody watched our 4-month, I included on the end our daily logs, because we weigh in every day. And I just commented to her that this week she had 5 days out of the 7 that were gains. Not saying it's horribly bad or anything, but it's hard when you have 5 days of gaining to lose weight.
Yeah. And thank you for the comments in case I forget, like about percentage too, because that helped me feel good about my weight loss
Yeah.
this week. Unfortunately, it's going the other way this week. But I just wanted to recap really quick before I do that. Did
Go
you
ahead.
want to say anything
Nope.
on yours? I just wanted to recap because we've had a couple comments just asking, what are we doing? What's our plan?
Mhm.
Our plans are completely different, but we're just supporting each other. My plan is, the bottom line is, my current plan is trying to stick to 1,400 calories a day.
Trying.
And I'm trying, and my goal is to exercise for an hour, 5 out of the 7 days a week. And I'm doing just treadmill right now. Currently, as you can see, though, I'm going over my calories a bit on some days. Some days I'm good. Like one day I did 1,800. One day I had a gift of a donut at work. Remember, gifts of calories don't count. But if I did count that day, I'd say I had 2,000 calories. Most days I'm doing pretty good, but I was only doing a half an hour on 4 days this week. See?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, my current plan is calorie counting. And I'll talk a little more about that if we don't run out of time. But tell about your plan.
I'm basically following intermittent fasting, which is I'm mainly eating one meal a day. Sometimes I'll eat a little bit, break it into two, but I mainly stick to just one meal a day, which allows me to have a larger calorie meal. And I'll have usually somewhere between 1,300 and 1,500 calories in there. I don't measure exactly because, I'll just take, whatever and throw some things in, but I get it close. But I've been following that, and then I substitute out. It's like, okay, did I have cashews? Okay, so don't have as much later, it's that way it's all balancing itself. What else you got?
The other thing I called is I kind of renamed my plan the Add a Zero plan. But when we first started, I had been maintaining a weight of, in January when we first started, I should say, I had been maintaining a weight of, I would say between 153 and 169, but it was always more towards the 169. That was more of that's where I was.
Yeah.
For 3 years. But my highest weight was 242, so I completely understand, about losing weight and the monitoring yourself every day and stuff like that. But anyways, the plan, like say you're at, let's just make it simple. Like if your goal is 150 pounds, then add a zero. So that would be 1,500, right?
Calories.
And that would be the amount of calories that this is just a personal plan that I feel like you should have every day to get to that goal of 1,500. But what I would do is do it in decade increments. And what I mean by that is when I was 200 pounds, but my goal was to be 190, then I would add a zero to 190, and I would try to do 1,900 calories a day. So that's why at my current weight of, in the mid 140s, I'm trying to only have 1,400 calories a day because 140 add a zero would be 1,400. Now, where did I get that? That's why this book had nothing to do with weight loss, but it had so much tidbit information. I just absolutely love this book. I don't know Dr. Neil Barnard, but everything I read, I love. Yes, it leans toward veganism, but he doesn't even say anything in the book about veganism. It's just like a book chock full of wonderful things. And he wasn't even talking about losing weight. He was talking about boosting your leptin. And if we don't run out of time, I'm going to read this paragraph. We're running out of time. Next time I will read this paragraph to you. Yeah. But we don't want it to stop recording. But this book is just chock full of tidbit information. Has nothing to even do with veganism. Love it.
I don't know exactly how good the Add a Zero plan works because
you have to find what works for you. Yeah.
I'm at 320, and if I want to get to 310, I wouldn't have 3,100 calories, so I don't think that would work.
Although you haven't started exercising, and you have to kind of
lose more.
Well,
my point being is I don't think I could eat
Yeah.
3,100 calories and keep losing weight.
Yeah, you have to find
So
what works for you. That happens to be what is actually working
maybe
for
once
me.
you're down closer to your
Yeah.
goal weight, it might work like that. But
Yeah.
anyways, we're running out of time.
And it's on page 103 if I forget to get back to it.
All right. We'll see you on the next one.
Okay, see you next Saturday. I hope to be down 2 pounds.
All right. Bye.
Bye.